Hello, my name is Altana, and in this video, I will be talking about McCann's style of country analysis, and the country that I have chosen is Australia. Australia is a country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands. Its population of almost 28 million is highly urbanized and heavily concentrated on the eastern seaboard. Canberra is the nation's capital, while its most populous cities are Sydney and Melbourne. Australia has passed through an economic transformation in the course of its development to its present financial status. The economy was formed by revenues from the sales of agricultural production products and wool after the Europeans started to settle in the late 1700s. Another vital domain that the settlers had altered was agriculture, farming, and shepherding, which eventually created agrarian Australia. The discovery of gold in the 1800s mainly led to the development of population and economic activities, as well as the retention of modern facilities such as rail and port facilities. Industrialization intensified in the last third of the developing 19th century, and the initial portion of the 20th century extending the gold mining businesses into the putting developing of coals and iron ore, besides creating manufacturing industries. The periods of world wars and the subsequent post-war and post-colonial phases have been characterized by a continuation of industrial diversification and urbanization processes, as well as the enrollment of immigrants to expand the workforce. These changes, as a result of colonization and industrialization, distinguished Australia's past from a purely agricultural-based economy to a modern developed economy whereby the main sources of income were mining, service, and manufacturing. This evolution has helped make Australia into the wealthy, study country with a free market economy that it is today. Australia is considered the 13th largest economy across the globe, and its economic growth is growing from 2.4% to 3% every year. Thus, the country's household incomes, investments, and the inflation are also picking up its pace gradually. The current company tax rate of the country is 30%, and the companies possessing a turnover of 25 million Australian dollars can also apply for the tax rate of 27.5%. The individual tax rate of the country, with a person having an income of 18,200 Australian dollars, is 0, and 19 cents for every $1 over the 18,200. The key input of the nation consists of vehicles, mineral fuels, machinery, medical apparatus, pharmaceuticals, precious metals, furniture, electrical equipment, machinery, and plastics. The country imported a worth of 221.4 USD billion goods from across the world. However, iron ore, natural gas, coal, financial services, educational services, and some of the top exports of the country. The world-class international education facilities of the country contribute 34 billion Australian dollars to its economy, with an increase of 15.3%. The country's enormous technological growth is 4%, that is 65 billion in a year, and foreign tourists have 47.5 billion Australian dollars contributions to the national economic development of Australia. Modern critical Australian industries and sectors of the economy are rather diverse and well developed, determining remarkable gross domestic product and exceptional GDP growth. The extraction industry continues to be an important component of the economic results. Australia is one of the largest producers of coals, iron, and liquefied natural gas. There is a significant increase in the services sector, more specifically, the role of the finance, education, and tourism sectors is crucial, which signifies the economy's further development and proper integration into the global environment. Nevertheless, the share of manufacturing is less highlighted. However, exportable commodities like wheat, beef, and wines remain prominent in the export list. This diversity can also be seen in the country's GDP, which recorded stable growth rates backed by the demand in the internal market and one of the highest results in the export performance in the world. Hoping forward to future forecasts, the prospects of the Australian economy seem pretty bright, and the factors that positively impact the economy involve the expansion of its infrastructural facilities, the integration of smart technologies, and boosted trade relations with the Asia-Pacific markets. The political and economic foundation of Australia is still strong, even with the unstable world economy. Such factors in the financial and legal structures are expected to support consistent economic development in the near future. On this slide, we can see Australian GDP growth. The source is Australian Bureau of Statistics. The political system of Australia. The formal name of the country is Commonwealth of Australia and is the representative of both the democracy and the constitutional monarchy, as the King of England is the head of the state and the Prime Minister is the head of the government of Australia. The country is a member of the Commonwealth Nations, G20, OECD, and World Trade Organization. The government of Australia can be classified into three categories, including federal government, state or territory government, and local government. These three-level governments focus on the rules and regulations of different areas regarding business, any incidents, and revenue system. The implemented policies have drawn significant attention due to Australia's political development and stability, its well-established democracy, and sustained politically driven reforms. Through a process of transformation from a group of British Empire colonies to an independent federated nation in 1901, Australia established a stable parliamentary system. These changes, as well as the development of the Australian Labor Party in the Liberal Party, have also contributed to the formulation of the policies. Presently, Australia has political stability, thus it boosts business confidence and economic returns. The federal government also remains inclined towards the market, thus continuing to support and sustain a healthy and strong economic environment through measures like taxation, adjustments, trade openness, and infrastructure development. The implemented policies have drawn significant attention due to Australia's political development and stability, its well-established democracy, and sustained politically driven reforms. through a process of transformation from a group of British Empire colonies to an independent federated nation in 1901, Australia established a stable parliamentary system. These changes, as well as the development of the Australian Labor Party and the Liberal Party, have also contributed to the formulation of the policies. Presently, Australia has political stability, thus, it boosts business confidence and economic returns. The federal government also remains inclined towards the market, thus continuing to support and sustain a healthy and strong economic environment through measures like taxation adjustments, trade openness, and infrastructure developments. Australia's conformism to a universal set of regulations serves as another big plus, making the country very attractive to investors. However, other variables are still current issues that may affect future business trends and politics, including climate policy, immigration, and indigenous peoples' rights. In general, the political stability of Australia encourages both domestic and foreign business processes. The nation maintains a high degree of close relationship with powerful countries like the USA, UK, China, and much more. It is considered to have a stable and safe political environment. The government of Australia has imposed certain laws that ensure fair trading for both the businesses and the customers, such as the fair trading laws, consumer laws, and competition laws. The government has launched the Fair Work Act in 2009, that is the primary piece in the legislation governing employment within the country. Similarly, the privacy laws in the country deal with the ways in which the nation's trade and business handle confidential information about their consumers. The Australian government policies cover the priority issues of the country, such as the economic and employment growth, the budgets, infrastructure, industry, agriculture, health, innovation, education, and the environment. Australia's main trading partners now include China, Japan, the United States, and South Korea, which are backed up by numerous free trade agreements. New generation trade policies stress the reduction of restraint measures, promotion of open markets, liberalization of global trade, and trade openness to improve Australia's trade relations and economic performance. Education system and human capital in Australia. Like many others, Australia has inherited its education structure from the British system, being shaped further by the development of the institutions and universities that encouraged the culture of higher education and actual research. Today, the choices of education from vocational level to tertiary level in Australia include the Federal Institute of Technology and universities like the University of Melbourne and the Australian National University. One major characteristic of Australian education is the focus on practice and work integrated learning and occupational training to improve employment opportunities and make graduates more fit for practice in current dynamic workplaces. The initiatives based on STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, education are crucial to raising Australia's level of competitiveness in such spheres as technology and innovation. However, challenges remain, among them finding of intellectual capital in education. Nevertheless, Australia continues to set a high priority on human capital development. Future outlook and strategic recommendations. Pursuing business and investment, Australia appears to be prosperous in the technological sector, renewable resources, and healthcare, which are aided by innovation and government support. Global changes in demographics, including the aging population and the moving toward an urban lifestyle, will put pressure on consumer behavior and the market. Thus, sustainability and digitalization remain the major concerns. This offers prospects for the expansion of environmentally friendly methods, online shopping, and digital solutions. Australian firms should also allocate resources to acquire high-quality technology and optimize business processes. Adopting sustainable business practices also favors the aspirations of having a green economy around the globe and matches the preferences of most consumers in the world. Working with research institutions and taking advantage of government promotion policies can promote the process of new product development and the expansion of the market. Diversity and inclusion in the workplace positively impact the organization's creativity and productivity, and they strengthen its capabilities to adapt and withstand the numerous competitions that are available in the market in the long run. The application of agile business models allows for adequate and timely reactions to the existing alterations in business regulations and financial instability so that companies can be ready to perform in the global economy. To sum up, Australia can be regarded as a country searching for changes, applying innovative approaches to economic development, and adopting sustainable practices and an inclusive approach to the global challenges and opportunities of the future. Thank you so much for your attention.